You've seen the game of basketball progress year after year from a broadcasting and coaching standpoint. What's the most prominent change you've seen in the past 20 years?
Well, I think the athletes have just become much more, agile, mobile. You watch 6'10s, 6'9s playing on the perimeter. You see them handling the ball, doing things that you just shake your head, you can't believe. And I think also, a big difference is certainly the fact of all the technology, all the facets in terms of conditioning, in the nutrition, and the weight training, all those things.
You've broadcasted hundreds of games. What's the best game you've been a part of, and who's the most impressive athlete you've seen?
Well, you're being tough on me here. That's a lot of games I did. I've done, I don't know how many games, over 47 years, but there's one game that really stood out to me that was special. And there's been a number of them, but one in particular was when Virginia had the great Ralph Sampson, big-time superstar, 3 times player of the year in college basketball. I think he might be Bill Walton might have done that as well. I think the two of them are the only two to ever win the Player of the Year 3 times. And we had that game with Virginia and North Carolina. I don't remember exactly what the ranking was. I think it might have been 1 and 3, something in that area. But Michael Jordan on one side, you got Sampson, great enthusiasm, energy, all of the place rocking. Virginia's dominating early and leading late in the game, and then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. 23, Michael Jordan. And they pull it out at the end, and just I scream and yell, Michael Jordan is the best in the nation. I don't care about Ralph Sampson or anyone. This guy is unreal as a sophomore. So that was a special game. But there's been so many, honest to God. I've been very blessed and lucky to sit at courtside for some games.
A quick game called What If, where I give you what if scenarios, and you tell me how the basketball landscape would have changed if they would have happened.
What if, you could ask me what if?
Yes, sir. What if Rick Pitino stayed at Kentucky?
Oh, what if he stayed at Kentucky? There'd be no John Calipari. There'd be no John Calipari because Pitino had that place rocking and rolling, man. Absolutely. He had that place. He came very close to being part of 3 national titles. He won 1, and my memory takes me back, 96. 97, he got beaten overtime, played without his best player, one of his best players. Anderson got beaten overtime by Arizona. And in 98, Kentucky won it again after he left to go to the pros. Tubby Smith took them and did a great job taking them, but a lot of it was formed by certainly the great recruits that Pitino had brought in. So, and Pitino, he had that place rocking, he had it rolling, he had it winning. He really fit the image there perfectly, just as Calipari does. There aren't many people that can handle the pressure of coaching at Kentucky, where every game becomes like a life and death situation to many of the Big Blue Nation fans.
So what if LeBron played in the 90s?
What if LeBron played
in
the
the 90s?
If he played in the 90s, he'd be a super just as he is now. The guy's got the whole package, man. Anybody that doubts that is crazy because this guy has a fierce competitive drive to be the best every day. It's always with him about what am I going to do tomorrow to be better than I was yesterday. And he constantly has that drive and that determination. And then the man upstairs gave him a great physical body to go along with that. He's got the mental capacity. He's got the skills. Star, no matter whatever he ever played in, he would be the star of stars.
After this championship, I've heard you say many times in an interview, you have LeBron over Jordan. Is that still your opinion?
I go back and forth on that. That's a good point you made there. You got to certainly equate what Jordan did to win 6 titles, never lost in a championship. But saying all that, when you look at the total, if you just don't look at numbers, you look at the total work of a player, and it's a matter of an opinion. It's not. It doesn't make me right, doesn't make me wrong, doesn't make you right, doesn't make you wrong. People are entitled to their opinion. That's the beauty of sports. And I really believe we got an argument building. I don't know if it's there yet, but remember this. What's not there yet either is LeBron James hanging up the shoes. He's still got lots of numbers he's going to be putting up, and who knows who doesn't win again. I really think to go to 3 different teams who win titles, go to finals as often as he did. Those are special achievements. And I don't think he has to worry about what this guy says, that guy says, Magic Johnson says, it's Jordan, this one says it's LeBron. The bottom line is it's there. And just to be in a conversation I think it's a tremendous honor. I think, for example, in football, I don't think it's debatable. When you talk about who's the greatest quarterback of all time, it's Tom Brady. To me, I don't think it's even debatable whether he completes another pass or not. But in basketball, I never thought, after seeing Michael and what he achieved in the NBA, I never thought we'd even have a conversation to say anybody challenged him. But man, each year it keeps getting closer and closer, and it's getting real. And I think people now realistically can understand that LeBron lovers feel that he's certainly right there with Michael.
So last question, what if you stayed coaching?
What if I stayed in coaching? I'd probably be dead by now. I couldn't handle losing. Oh man, I could not handle losing. Losing ate me alive. I'll tell you one thing, it just, really the best thing ever happened in my life was that I got fired. I didn't think so at the time. 1979, when I got the Ziggy by the Pistons, I call it the Ziggy. They sent me to the showers, and then comes these 4 letters. My God, when they called me up and said, "Hey, we'd like you to do one of our first games on ESPN." Man, I said, ESPN? Sounds like a disease. What the hell is ESPN? I mean, are you kidding me? Sound like a disease. Man, it's been a disease for me because I'm going on my 42nd year. Think about that. 42 years doing something I love. I've been through so many, I don't know how many presidents at ESPN at that time, how many supervisors, how many heads of basketball. But all I've ever done is have fun. I love the young people. I love being in a crowd. Not so young anymore. I had guys coming up to me and said, "Hey, man, we passed you in a crowd." And I look at the guys like about 55, 60 years old now. I said, "You passed me in a crowd." He said, "Yeah, 25, 30 years ago. Yeah, when you came down to Duke or whatever." And it's fun. And I'll tell you the other thing that's fun is I can't go anywhere without people. I went to out a little brunch today, the first watch here where I live. And somebody immediately, "Hey, Dickie V, am I a PT peer?" All the sayings, PT peer, he's awesome, baby. So, it's great. And it's great also seeing young people like yourself just chasing dreams. I'd give anything to be where you're at right now at your age and so forth. You're very lucky. Just remember this, along the way, you're going to have bumps. You're going to have bruises. And you got 2 choices. To cry, to make excuses, make alibis, or roll up the sleeves and go to work and get it done to what you want to do. I know when I lost my eye as a kid, I thought it was the end of the world. But I had a great mother and father, uneducated parents, but I had a doctorate of love, and they kept inspiring me, encouraging me that you could do what you want to do with one eye. I'd give anything to my parents to be living today, to see the beautiful home I live in, and see the places I go, the people I've met, and the things that have happened in my career. I mean, you tell me I got 14 Hall of Fames. I'm in 14, where I coached in high school, college, the city I coached, the national basketball, or broadcasting. All that stuff's happened to me because people have been so good to me. And I'll close with this. We're living in a society right now, we got the pandemic, but we have so much right now, a division in our nation that just breaks my heart. That there's not more love among everyone, more love and togetherness and caring about one another. I've often said, I learned as a kid from my parents, they said, treat people the way you want to be treated. If you treat people with respect, people are going to treat you with respect. And that's what we need more of, reaching out to one another. There's so much unbelievable, the violence, the hate, it just drives me nuts. We're too good for that. This nation's too good for that. We don't need that. So again, I think love is the key. And I want to close again with this one, because I need you to help me here. I got a new book out. It's called The Lost Season. And the new book is all about what could have been and might have happened had we had a March Madness last year. And in the final chapter, all your Florida State people would love what they're going to read or see, because we do a fantasy draw. And in that fantasy draw, I take each game and I tell you who's going to win that game and advance to the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final Four, and the National Championship. I can proudly tell you, to tell you people, that Dickie V's VBDI, my vice up ball dome index right there, my VBDI came out with the Knowles, baby, beating Michigan State for the national championship. So get the book. Get the book. It will help us raise money for cancer, because every dollar every dollar that I would make from the sale of the book is going to the V Foundation for kids battling cancer. I did a big interview the other day with a bunch of media people from down there in Tallahassee and also with Leonard Hamilton. And I told him he got a big kick out of it. We picked them, but I believe that they had the team that could have possibly won it all. I really do. And all people got to do to get my book, very simple. Get an autographed copy. In fact, after I did that media stuff, I got a bunch of them in there. I got to sign Florida State people. The bottom line is just go to dickvitale.com. dickvitale.com, and you can get an autographed copy. You put your name, you write there what you would like me to autograph, that you're the greatest, or Leonard Hamilton's the greatest, or such and such, whatever you want. I write it, and we earn money for kids battling cancer, and you get yourself a great read, something that can help you along the way, and you read about your Knowles. So again, just go to dickvitale.com.
Yeah, everyone go buy his new book, The Lost Season, and make sure to check out the V Foundation. Thank you so much for the opportunity, sir.
Oh, no problem. I'm going to be sore. I didn't think he'd be, man. Think he'd be. I'm a young, can you believe this? I'm 81 years old. I act about 12.
You have a couple years to run.
I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right.
Just like LeBron.
I hope you're right. Keep going on.
Thank you, sir.
God bless. Thanks a lot.